What's going on, everybody? This is Mark West with CLEP Guinea Pig. I am your CLEP Guinea Pig, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the American Literature CLEP exam for 2020. First thing I will tell you is that it honestly is not a whole lot different, at least for me, from the first time I took this exam. What I can tell you about this exam is that you will be doing a lot of reading. There's a lot of reading the passages and interpreting the literature and using the context clues to answer the question. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna read through the College Board book here, which I highly recommend you get one of these. And I'm gonna just kind of give you an example of how they're asking questions. This book is a great tool to use to get a feel and a flow for how the exam is going to go, and it's also a great tool just to get that practice in taking a standardized test. Taking a standardized test, there's a method, right? There's a strategy, and this will help you help you hone in your test taking skills, and you want to get in the habit of understanding how much time you have, not spending too much time on one particular question. So that is what this book is good for. And you can get, I would say, anyone from like 2018 on up, 2018, 2019, and you'll be fine. It's going to be a great resource for you. So like I said, a lot of reading, and I'll give you an example of some reading. I'm not going to read an entire passage, but here's a passage, and once you read this passage, you're going to get questions like, the narrator's attitude towards Joe can best be described as A, scornful and mocking, B, benevolent and sympathetic, C, eager and expectant, D, critical and guarded, E, clinical and detached, right? So that's one example. Then another question would be something like, the primary purpose of the phrase, after years of effort, it was so pleasant to find that she had learned to do something, though it was only to write a sensation story, is to A, illustrate Joe's unshakable self-confidence, B, convey a mixture of modesty. I think you get the idea, right? I don't want to bore you guys to death, but you get the idea. There's a lot of questions like that where you're basically going to be reading, analyzing, and interpreting. So I would say a good chunk of this exam is just that. And there's honestly really no way around that. There's no hacks I can give you to, understanding how to interpret a passage. It's really just about your reading skills and how well you retain information that quickly, and how to use your context clues. What I will say is, you don't have to read the whole passage, right? That's first and foremost. The best way to answer questions like that is to just read the question, see what the question is asking of you, and then just skim through to that particular point, read the sentence around it, get an idea of the flow, and then answer your question like that. Plus, you got to remember, you only have like 90 minutes to take this exam, so if you spend it reading over and over and over, then you're gonna waste your time quick. The other advice I would give you for this exam is, it's pretty much advice I would give you for all of these exams, but for this one in particular, go through and answer the things that you know to be true, or that you have a really, really good idea to be true, right? Like you 50% sure that you know the answer. Answer those questions first, okay? Save the long passages for later. Come back and do those later. And the exam is computer based, so you can click into the master file, whatever, where it shows you all the questions, and it'll show you which questions you haven't answered, so you can go back and answer them later. But definitely do that. Don't spend a lot of time trying to read through those questions, because you're going to see your time dwindle very, very quickly. Now, the hackable version, or the hackable side of this exam, is knowing your authors, okay? Knowing their literary works, their contributions to American literature, and there's some vocabulary in there that will really help you The reason why I mention vocabulary is because a lot of the times you'll get a question, and you'll get a vocabulary word or a term in that question that you don't know, but that knowing that term will help you answer that question. And not only that, you'll see it again later down the road, right? So I'm telling you, just take my word for it, okay? I've taken a lot of these exams. I've helped a lot of people pass CLEP exams, and vocabulary, knowing the terms will definitely help you. It will not hurt you. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's really not a whole lot to this exam. Like I said, a lot of reading, a lot of interpreting, and knowing the authors. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my notes that I take after every exam, and I'm going to give you some of the people who were on my exam. These are just things that I noticed. They were within the question or within the answer, and I figure if I know who these people are and I know what their literary works were and I know a little bit about them, that will definitely aid me in answering the questions. And it was true the first time I took this exam, and it's true the second time around. All right, so I'm gonna just go down the firing line here. So William Bradford, I definitely want to know who William Bradford is. Want to know what he was famous for. Want to know some of his most famous writings, his contributions. Definitely want to know that. Jonathan Edwards is another one you're definitely going to want to know. Edward Taylor, Cotton Mathers, the famous Native American Oladu, I always mess his name up, Olada Iquano. You can Google him, I'm sure it'll pop up. Benjamin Franklin, of course, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, James Madison, John Adams, Mary Rowlandson, Michael Wigglesworth, Anne Bradstreet, John Winthrop, Herman Melville, James F. Cooper, Mark Twain, W.E.B. Du Bois, of course, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Frederick Douglass. Now, I didn't name those off in any particular time period. They're all scattered all over the place. So you're going to have to use that College Board breakdown and categorize each person from the time period that they're in, and go through this College Board book. This is why this book is so important. You want to go through here, look at these questions and look at what they're asking you, and highlight some of the subject matter that you see in there. Highlight it, make a nice little database of it, and use that as well as a basis for building your study guide. All right. Now, that's one resource that I'm giving you. Okay, very effective. Another resource that you definitely gonna want: open up an OpenStax account. If you don't know what OpenStax is, okay, OpenStax is, best way I can describe it, it's an open source textbook platform. It's used by thousands of colleges, thousands of professors. It's constantly being updated. It is, in my opinion, the most accurate, most amazing textbook. I use it. A lot of the textbooks correlate directly to the breakdown of what the College Board tests you on. So, for example, flipping to the American literature breakdown, the colonial and early national period, the beginnings, you could more than likely go into the American literature CLEP or textbook on OpenStax, and you can find that exact same chapter and a bunch of breakdowns, a bunch of subchapters, and just go and read through. That's a great resource. That's another great way to study. And another one that I'm going to give you is Modern States. Okay. Modern States is a platform where it's free, and it's specifically designed for CLEP test takers. You have a lot of professors and you have people who are actually teaching the subject matter to you, and they recommend to take their course for 6 weeks, I believe, 4 to 6 weeks, go through the whole course, and they tell you, or at least they advertise, that you will be fully prepared to take your exam. That's another free resource that you can use. And of course myself, okay, and I'm gonna put the links in the description box to some resources that I have available. You can always stop by CLEPguineapig.com for study guides, videos, flashcards, hacks, everything. from a test taker's perspective, okay, somebody who's been doing this for a long time, this is all I do is take exams and give reviews. Again, this is the third time. Wait, no. This is the second time I've taken the American Literature CLEP exam. And starting from here on out, I'm going to be doing this every year. I'm going to be going through all the exams. I'm going to be taking them, giving reviews on them. So be on the lookout for all my other reviews. This was American Literature for 2020. I hope you got something good out of this. Shoot me a text if you need more information, or if you just want to ask questions, want to pick my brain. I'm available anytime, day or night. 619-432-5947. You can shoot me an email, mark@clepguineapig.com. That's MARQ@clepguineapig.com. Till next time, y'all have a good one.